Did you know that there are actually birds out there that think like humans? You heard me right. These birds have conscious thought, and they're not even that rare. In fact, you probably see these birds every day, and if you didn't, this video will open your eyes to the amazing birds around you. So without further ado, let's get started. These special birds are all part of the Corvidae family. This family includes crows, ravens, and rooks. However, we will be focusing primarily on crows in this video. So why exactly are crows so special? What is it about them that makes them stand out from other bird species? It all comes down to their intelligence. Crows are widely regarded as some of the most intelligent birds on the planet. And when you learn about their abilities, you'll quickly understand why. Some studies even suggest that crows have a form of conscious thought that is more similar to humans than you might think. Let's take a closer look at some of their key abilities. One of the most impressive things about crows is their problem-solving abilities. They're known for their ability to use tools to get what they want. For example, in one experiment, researchers gave crows a container of food and a wire that they could bend into a hook. The crows figured out how to use the wire to retrieve the food, even though they had never seen a crow or a human do it before. They simply observed the task and figured it out for themselves. This kind of problem-solving ability is incredibly rare in the animal kingdom, and it shows that crows have a high level of intelligence. They're able to understand the relationship between different objects and how they can be used to achieve a desired outcome. They can plan ahead and anticipate the consequences of their actions, and they can use logic and reasoning to solve problems. These are all things that we typically associate with humans and other highly intelligent animals. Another ability that sets crows apart is their self-awareness. In a classic experiment, researchers used a mirror to determine whether crows could recognize themselves. They marked one crow with a dot on its head and placed it in front of a mirror. At first, the crow was confused by what it saw, but eventually it started to investigate the dot and try to remove it. This showed that the crow understood that the image in the mirror was itself. This kind of self-awareness is extremely rare in animals. Only a small number of species, including some primates, dolphins, and magpies, have been shown to recognize themselves in mirrors. It's a sign of a highly developed self-concept, and it suggests that crows have a complex understanding of their own bodies and how they interact with the world around them. In addition to their problem-solving and self-awareness abilities, crows also have excellent memories and planning abilities. They're known for their ability to hide food and then remember where they hid it later. This requires them to remember not only the location of the food, but also the fact that they hid it there in the first place. Crows can remember the location of hundreds of hidden food items, and they can keep track of which food belongs to them and which belongs to other crows. This kind of memory and planning ability is essential for their survival, especially during the winter when food is scarce. By being able to find their hidden food, crows can ensure that they have a steady supply of food when other sources are frozen or hidden. Crows also have a complex social life. They live in groups of up to 100 birds, and they interact with each other in a sophisticated way. They have elaborate courtship displays, and they're known for their complex vocalizations, which they use to communicate with each other. They can recognize individual members of their group, and they can form strong bonds with their mates and their offspring. All of these social behaviors require a high level of intelligence and communication skills. Finally, perhaps the most remarkable thing about crows is their conscious perception. In a groundbreaking study conducted by neuroscientists in Germany in 2020, researchers discovered that crows show brain activity that is linked to perceptual consciousness. This means that crows are not just reacting instinctively to what they see, but they are actually aware of what they perceive. The researchers used a combination of neuroimaging techniques and behavioral experiments to study how crows process visual information. They found that crows have a specialized area in their brains that is similar to the claustrum in mammals. The claustrum is a thin layer of neurons that is thought to play a role in consciousness. Researchers believe that the crow's version of the claustrum may serve a similar function. The study was published in the journal PNAS, and it made headlines around the world. It was one of the first to provide evidence of conscious thought in a non-mammalian species. And it suggests that crows may be one of the few animals outside of primates that are capable of subjective experience. So to sum up, crows are highly intelligent birds with a wide range of abilities that set them apart from other species. They're capable of using tools, solving complex problems, recognizing themselves in mirrors, hiding and finding food, communicating in a sophisticated way, and even thinking consciously. Their intelligence is truly remarkable, and they are an inspiration to scientists and researchers who continue to study them. However, some people may not see crows as intelligent birds. They may be more likely to view them as pests or nuisances. This is especially true if the crows live in an area where they can cause damage or create a mess. For example, if a flock of crows decides to roost in a tree in someone's backyard, they may leave behind a lot of droppings that can be difficult to clean up. Or if they decide to target a particular home for food, they may become a nuisance for the residents. In these situations, some people may resort to extreme measures to get rid of the crows, such as using harmful traps or poisons. It's important to remember that crows are wild animals and should be treated with respect. They are not pests, and they should not be harmed. Instead, we should try to understand and appreciate the intelligence and beauty of these amazing creatures. They are an integral part of our ecosystem, and we should do everything we can to protect them. When we think of intelligent animals, we often think of mammals like chimpanzees, dolphins, and elephants. But crows are just as intelligent in their own way, and they deserve our admiration and respect. Their intelligence is often overlooked because they are small and not as charismatic as some other animals. But don't be fooled by their size. Crows are highly intelligent creatures with a lot to teach us. By learning more about crows and appreciating their intelligence, we can better understand the natural world around us and our place in it. We can also learn from their intelligence and adaptability and strive to be more like them in our own lives. Thank you for watching this video about conscious birds. We hope you learned something new, and we hope you'll join us next time for another exciting journey through the animal kingdom. Until then, keep exploring and keep learning. And remember, you can always find more videos on our channel.